everyone thinks the Queen is a kind of warm and fuzzy character, and Charles had a wonderful relationship with her. Well, he didn't. Only recently.
Christopher, thank you so much for joining us. I am so excited to talk about your brand new book, The King. I know that this has been a labor of love for a little while, and you've been working on this book for quite some time, correct?
Right. It is, I say I've been working on it for 5 years, and indeed waiting for this moment when he would take the throne. And it came how it could come as a surprise, I don't know, but I think it came as a surprise to everybody in the world. By the way, when I was, I've waited, been aware of the fact that the Queen is, might have passed away. And I thought, well, she met Liz Truss, and I think she's in good shape, so I'm going to go on a vacation in the middle of the ocean. And I went and did that, and unfortunately, the Queen passed away. So we had to scramble, but the book is, it's the first definitive biography of Charles III. And I think it's full of a lot of shocking and surprising new information.
It really is. I mean, it is, like you said, chock full of new information, some shocking information. What do you think is really going to stand out to readers the most when they read this book?
Well, he is in many ways, I think, the most complicated, paradoxical, enigmatic figure ever to sit on the throne. In contrast to his mom, we felt we knew the Queen, she had a sense of herself. That Charles, he's still a work in progress after all this time. And I always go back to the beginning, and so much of this starts with the childhood. Mm-hmm. Had this heartbreakingly lonely childhood. And I think, everyone thinks the Queen is a kind of warm and fuzzy character, and Charles had a wonderful relationship with her. Well, he didn't. Only recently. But, he felt as a little boy abandoned by both of his parents. He wrote, about how his mother was cold and aloof, and how his father was a bully. And his father belittled him in front of people. I have many, many reports of how, young Charles, as a child and a young man, was routinely reduced to tears in front of people by Prince Philip. They only saw him for 15 minutes, two 15-minute sessions a day during his upbringing. They didn't, even though they were there, they were present, they did not go to Charles's childhood birthdays. They did not show up in the hospital when he had a tonsillectomy, when he broke his ankle, when he had an emergency appendectomy. The Queen wouldn't leave the palace, which was just a few blocks away. So he felt abandoned, sent to private school. And I think one of the shocking things in the book is that, that he was not, we realized by today's standards that what he went through in school would be considered, unacceptable abuse, physical abuse, beaten by the other students, touched inappropriately, hung up in a shower, naked and left there. These are kind of deep psychological wounds. So, one of his classmates said it's a miracle that Charles survived with his sanity intact. And
right.
If you look at all these episodes, which were just sadistic in the private school, British school system. And the fact that his parents just said, go back, he wrote them, he pleaded with his parents to take him out of these schools. He wrote these really very, very sad letters. No, they wouldn't do it. So I think there was always this tension between Charles and the rest of the royal family, and especially his parents. And Margaret Rhodes, his cousin, the Queen's cousin, said, it's not there was never a cozy relationship between Charles and the Queen. And that's because the family is not set up to be cozy,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when did that change? When did that change between Charles and the Queen?
Oh my gosh, relatively just in the last few years, because don't forget, Charles wouldn't do what the Queen. Everyone was very upset about the way Charles treated Diana, and the fact that he insisted that he was in love with Camilla, and that was it. Right. He told his father, Philip, when Philip said, "Please don't do this, don't keep this up." Charles said, "I will not be the only king without a mistress." I do talk about his other many affairs. Charles had a lot of interesting relationships with people, but it's only in recent years, I think, that the Queen and Charles grew closer as she grew quite old, and as he grew old.
Well, Christopher, thank you so much. I'm so excited for everybody to read the book. Please tell everybody where they can get it and when it's available.
It'll be available. Well, you can pre-order it right now, and I urge you to do that. But Amazon, any place where books are sold,
Yes, well, it is a great read, fascinating read, and you're definitely going to learn a lot. Christopher, it's always such a pleasure catching up with you, and congratulations on the book.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I enjoyed it.
You. For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.